ประสาทวิชาลูกหลานล้วนก้าวหน้าทุกแรงล่าตามชื่นชมสถานศึกษาเด่นเรามุ่งเน้นอย่างเหมาะสมคุณครูช่วยอบรมบ่มนิสัยให้สิทธิ์ดี
Hello everybody. So it's a new week, of course. It's a new topic that we are going to have and to learn for this time. So we are going to continue our topic about trees or tree. So in this clip, we are going to learn about the parts of a tree. What are the things or the parts of a tree that we can see that it can be called as a tree? Okay, so let's begin. So in this picture, okay, from here, next from here, and from here, those are examples of the parts of a tree. Those things, we can find it in a tree. So let's have for our next clip. So it says here, parts of the tree, okay? Parts of the tree. So the first one, okay, this is called as a leaf. Leaf. So this is an example of a leaf. L-E-A-F. Leaf. So you can see a lot of leaf or leaves in a tree. So this is a leaf. Leaf. Next part of a tree is this one, the color is brown. It is called a trunk. 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 So trunk, you can find it here. The long trunk. This is a trunk, okay? This one, okay? The long part of a tree. It's called a trunk. T-R-U-N-K. Trunk. So this one, that is a trunk. Next, let's go to the fruit. Okay? If we can see a fruit in a tree, it looks like this. That is a fruit, this one. Fruit. Fruit. F-R-U-I-T. Fruit. That one. Fruit. Next, let's go to the branch. Branch of a tree. So branch of a tree, this is an example of a branch. This one. The brown one. Branch. It is called a branch. B-R-A-N-C-H. Branch. Branch. And of course, the pink one in a tree, it is called a flower. 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 F-L-O-W-E-R. Flower. So flower, it looks like this in a tree. Okay, that is a flower. And of course, the important part of a tree who supports everything in a tree, it's called a roots. Roots. This is an example of a roots. Below or in the lower side or lower part of a tree is called a roots. R-O-O-T-S. Roots. So that is a roots. Okay, let's go back one more time. This one is a leaf. Leaf. That one. Leaf. Next is a trunk. Trunk. So this is an example of a trunk. That one. The long one here, it is a trunk. Let's go to the fruit. Fruit of a tree. This one. Fruit. Fruit. Next is the branch. 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 So that is a branch. This one. Branch. The brown one. The other brown. Next is of course the flower. Okay. The flower in a tree. So this is a flower. And the last one part of a tree is the roots. Roots. One more time. Roots. So roots, it looks like this. Roots. Let's have a look for our next slide. So same in the previous slide, it also speaks about the parts of a tree. So this we can see here, we have flower, the white one. Flower, the part of a tree. Next is the fruit, the red one. Fruit. Next is the leaf. Leaf, the green one or the green part of a tree. Leaf. If we can have or we can see only one, we are going to say leaf. If we can see many, we are going to say leaves. Leaves. But if only one, leaf. Okay? And the brown one that it looks like this in a tree, it's called a branch. Branch. So it supports the fruit, the flower, and the leaves. The branch supports itself. So branch, this is a branch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a branch. Of course, this one is a trunk. The part of a tree that it looks like this, the long part of a tree, it's called a trunk. And the supporting one, the one who supports in the soil, is called root or roots. Root or roots. So that is the parts of a tree. We have flower, fruit, that one. Leaf, the green one. Branch, the brown one here, going here, 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 here. That is a branch. Trunk, it looks like this. This is a trunk. And the next one is the root or roots. So in the lower part of a tree is called a root. That one. That is a root. So that's are the parts of a tree. Next slide. Okay. This one, we have a bigger picture. So we can distinguish what are the differences of the parts of a tree. So this is the example of a roots. Okay? Roots in the lower part of a tree. R-O-O-T-S. Roots. Roots. Always say the letter S, okay, at the end of the word. Roots. One more time. Roots. So that is an example of a roots. Next part of a tree, of course, is the trunk. 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 T-R-U-N-K. Trunk. Trunk. This is an example of a trunk. This one, okay, the long one, long side of a tree. That is a trunk. Ding! 1, 2, 3. That is a trunk. Trunk. The one who supports the tree itself. To make it stand is the trunk. Next, who supports the leaves, fruits, and this is called a branch. Branch. You can see the branches or the branch on the upper side of the tree, higher, not on the lower. Okay? Branches or branch, it looks like this one. This one. This is a branch. 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 We have many branches in one tree. Okay? So it is an example of a branch. B-R-A-N-C-H. Branch. Branch. So look at the picture carefully. Look at the arrow. We start from here. This is a branch. One more time. Branch. Branch. Next is our leaf. So what is the color of the leaf? Of course, we have green, yellow, brown. But mostly we have green. Okay? So this is an example of a leaf. This one, the green part of a tree is called a leaf. Leaf. L-E-A-F. Leaf. One more time. Lift. Leaf. So that is an example of a leaf. Leaf. Next part of a tree is our, what do you think is that? That is our flower. Flower. Every tree has a flower that grows with them. Okay? So that is our flower. This picture, it shows an example of a flower. F-L-O-W-E-R. Flower. Flower. So flower is a part of a tree. And this one, if we have trees that produce fruit, okay, we can see that is a fruit. This is an example of a fruit. So fruit is a part of a flower. F-R-U-I-T. Fruit. One more time. Fruit. Let's read. Fruit. So this is an example of a fruit that we can find in a tree. Fruit. Okay. In this slide, okay, we are going to guess, or we are going to say the correct answer of every picture that shows here in our slide. So we have here parts of a tree. So let's try to name those pictures, to name the parts of a tree. So the first picture, what do you think is that? What part of a tree? Is it flower? Is it fruit? No. That is a, very good. This is a trunk. 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 So the trunk, it looks like this in the picture. One more time. Trunk. How about the next picture? What do you think is that? Is that a fruit? Yes or no? No. That is a flower. Very good. Flower. Trunk, flower. Trunk, flower. How about the next picture? What do you think is that? Is that a leaf or leaf? The third picture, what do you think is the name? Is that a leaf? No. That is a branch. This one, the brown one here, that is a branch. Branch. One more time. Branch. Okay. Let's start from the first one. Trunk, flower, branch. Very good. How about the next? That part of a tree, we can see it on the lower part of a tree. It supports the whole tree. So what do you think is this? Is this a branch? No. This is a root. Root or roots. Root or roots. 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 So this is an example of roots. Let's proceed to the next picture. What do you think is that? What part of a tree? Is that a flower? Yes or no? No. Can you tell me the correct answer? That is a very good leaf. 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 So this is an example of a leaf. Roots, leaf. Roots, leaf. And the last part is this a flower? No. Is this a tree? No. What do you think is that? The last part of a tree is a very good fruit. Fruit. This is an example of a fruit. So let's try to read one more time from the start, here up, and from the below. Okay, are you ready? I hope you do. Very good. Trunk. One more time. Trunk. Flower. Flower. Branch. Branch. Roots. Roots. Leaf. Leaf. And the last is our fruit. Fruit. So that's all for our parts of a tree. We have 6 parts of a tree. I hope you'll be able to remember the different parts of a tree. Thank you everyone, and see you again next time.